In part two of our Gems on Steroids presentation, we've now put all 86 codes on one page. Now, with a 9 font and tighter spacing, we can actually fit approximately 150 ICD codes to a full page in a portrait mode. This is actually a landscape, so you can see it's a little bigger font. But you can see we now have all the codes on one page. We have 86 in an example here. Now, in this version, what we've done is we've added condition types. Many clinics prefer this type of organization. After type, the codes are then sorted by the properly indexed name and then by ICD-10 code. Now, none of this is possible with generic GEMS. You have to add this functionality to the database. And again, if you send us your codes, we can create this type of output for you fairly quickly with our enhanced database. So now, again, notice we have a nexa, which would be the way it would be organized, then by name, which is blepharitis, and then by ICD-10 code. So, and then here we have, again, our 86 codes. Now, unfortunately, we still are not done because there are numerous codes missing from this list, which is simply just the top 27 codes from a typical clinic. It's nowhere near complete. Most clinics will have anywhere between 100 to 200 ICD-9 codes in their fee ticket or ICD-9 cheat sheet. So you can see the problem that those 100 codes will probably expand to well over 300. And in addition, I have a list of codes that most clinics currently do not report either in detail or they just don't report at all, and I'm going to recommend you add them. An example here would be injury codes, which are going to be with what we call T and S codes, then injury location codes. If you're injured at home or office or school, this should be reported on your form. Fall codes. I noticed one of the fee tickets recently I worked on, they had fall codes in the back, which is good. Expanded headache codes. A lot of providers just use headache NOS, meaning not otherwise specified, and there are numerous different types of headaches, with the tension headache being the most common. So it is more specific, and since we are migrating and upgrading to the ICD-10 system, which is going to have more specific codes, I think it is a good time now over the next 10, 12 months to expand our codes and code as specifically as possible. It's simply the best policy. Headache should be coded as either intractable or not intractable. This is also currently in ICD-9. Then the type 1 and type 2 diabetes codes can be listed as with hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia. There's also in ICD-9 what we now call late effect codes. Now the late effect codes actually become sequela codes, and they're going to have actually an S at the end. So again, we're not going into guidelines here. I have a 50-minute presentation. It's called Introduction to ICD-10 for Eye Care, and that is available on the EyeCoding Forum. And if you want to learn more about the concepts and the guidelines, I highly recommend that course. And then, of course, I have my complete comprehensive 6-hour course where we go over all the basics, the guidelines. We go over all the codes for roughly 3 hours. We start from the beginning, go to the end to cover every code in the book related to eye care. And then also we, at the end, discuss common scenarios and issues that you'll see when you have just a typical encounter with the patient, and then now you have to document and report and code for ICD-10 codes. We have our status codes, things like after cataracts or post-surgical codes, and then coding for other conditions, and this is going to vary widely by clinic. Some will include obesity, some lupus, thyroid conditions, so there's quite a few other conditions that are going to they're not going to be I codes which start with an H, but again, how many and which ones do we include? Now, again, I have identified well over 4,000 codes in ICD-10 that relate to eye care, but as you know, we will not be able to put all of them and that's why we are offering a customized service, which we call Gems on Steroids. Included with our custom service, we will include definitions on codes. Again, most of these are what we call subterms. Some of these are not well known, even by practicing professionals. Occasionally, some of these are a little bit obscure, but again, you never know where a doctor may have seen a condition or heard of it years ago and had never really thought of reporting it. So we have over 180 medical terms and diseases defined. And again, this is part of the database, so I can provide you with a report that your clerical staff, if you're discussing, for example, in ICD-9, we discuss something called background retinopathy. So if you look for background retinopathy in ICD-10, you will not find it because it is not listed that way. It's now listed as mild non-proliferative retinopathy, moderate non-proliferative, and severe, and then, of course, proliferative retinopathy. So that little fact alone, that there's no background retinopathy, all of these others are included in that term, is very important. There's numerous concepts. So again, knowing the medical terminology, knowing eye anatomy, knowing how ICD-9 will expand is very, very important. Thank you for reviewing our Gems on Steroids demonstration. Again, we do have a complete conversion service, and contact me at the link below at the EyeCoding Forum. And again, we have information here. This is, again, the document you can download, and it goes over all the features of our customized service. My name is Jeffrey Restuccio. I am a certified coder, and I have been teaching coding and billing for well over 15 years, and I've been specializing in eye care for the last 5. I teach national seminars all over the country, and I will be teaching 48 live seminars in 2014. Plus, we have a complete coding and billing course online. It's a 6-hour course starting from the beginning of what is CPT to more complex issues of medical necessity and things of that nature, and working with insurance carriers. And then we have a complete online 6-hour ICD-10 coding for eye care course. In addition, we have over 20 webinars that we've recorded over the last 2 years. These are all recorded and available online, and you can purchase them. They're either $49 a piece, or you can buy a block of them for about $25 a piece. You know, buy a block of 4 or 8. You can reach me at ECF@EyeCodingForum or Jeff at EyeCodingForum.com, or call me at the number at the bottom of the screen. I hope you download our document from our website. This is free. You can share it with your office to help explain what it's going to be like to convert to ICD-10 in 2014. I thank you for your time.